Welcome to Football with Cheese. So in this video, we're going to talk about DK Metcalf, and toward the end, we're going to go over the Raiders, their moves a little bit. So make sure you are subscribed and turn notifications. Probably going to do a lot of videos in the next week or so because free agency starts Monday, and you can officially sign contracts Wednesday. So it's going to be a really busy week. But some of these teams are making some strange moves. I'm going to make a video, probably be out tomorrow, all about the Bengals. They're letting Trey Hendrickson, their outstanding pass rusher, had like over 17 sacks this past year. They're letting him seek a trade. I just don't have a clue what the Bengals are doing. They're not well run, but like I said, we're going to talk about that tomorrow. DK Metcalf is a very good wide receiver for the Seahawks. He was a second-round pick in 2019. He had first-round buzz based on his film. He's big, he's fast. But the combine, he did not do well in the agility drills at all. And what that means is he might not be a good route runner. So you want a receiver to be able to run routes, not just fast, not just big, not just good hands. You want to be able to run really good routes. But his poor agility drills have not been an issue in the NFL. He should have been a first-round pick. I missed on him. A lot of people did. Went late second round. Seahawks got a steal there. And now he's requesting a trade. And it seems like the Seahawks are going to let him. Not sure what the Seahawks are doing, what their plan is, but what I'm thinking is we're winning 8-9 games every year. We need to maybe do a little retool, maybe for 2 years or so. Get more talent on the roster because being average is not working. They cut Tyler Lockett, who's their second leading receiver of all time. You know, he's getting up there in age. I get it. So they're going to go with Jackson Smith and Jigba. That's a name. As their number one receiver and probably draft some more receivers or sign some in free agency. But here's the thing the Seahawks don't get. The rumor is they want a first and a third round pick for Metcalf. A team is not going to give up a lot of draft capital, and a first and third round pick are, and have to pay a guy who will take up a lot of your salary cap. The rumor out there is Metcalf wants $30 million a year. And if he was a free agent, that's probably about what he'd get, is my guess, but he's not a free agent. So that makes sense. But I'm not giving up a first and third and having to pay him and use all that cap room. I'm not giving up a first at all. He's a good player. He's a very good player. But he's not an elite player. He's not Jamar Chase. He's not Justin Jefferson. I'm not giving up a first and a third and having to pay him for someone who's very good but not elite. The Seahawks are going to have to come down off that unless there's some stupid team that does that. There was a rumor that turned out to be false that the Packers were offering a first rounder for him. There's no way. Green Bay is a draft and develop team. They value draft picks as much as any team in the league. They're not giving that up for a player of Metcalf's caliber. Maybe a Myles Garrett they would, I'm sure, but not someone like Metcalf. I wouldn't even offer a second. I might offer a third, but you also give me maybe back a sixth or seventh too. I'm not joking. That's what I'd offer because I'm going to have to pay him. And he wants out anyway. Seahawks don't have a ton of leverage. They can just keep him. But he doesn't want to be there. So I'm not giving up a second-round pick for DK Metcalf. That's me. I'm not the GM. Let's go over some teams real quick that might be good fits. I mentioned Green Bay. They could definitely use him. He would be the best receiver on their team. He's big and fast. Jordan Love would really want him on the team. But it's not going to happen because Green Bay won't offer what the Seahawks want. I just don't see it. It's possible, but I don't see it. I think the best fit is the Bills. The Bills, when they traded for Amari Cooper, they were looking for that one guy that they could go to for like in the end zone or on a third down. And Cooper just wasn't that. And Khalil Shakir is a really good slot. He's just got an extension. Good for him. But he's really not that guy. He's just a really good slot. And Keon Coleman was a rookie last year. He's a good possession receiver, but he's not that guy either. Metcalf would give him that guy, and he would thrive in Buffalo's offense. Josh Allen would get him the ball. You should draft DK Metcalf in fantasy football if he's on the Bills. So they would be a great fit. I'm not sure how interested they'd be, how much they give up, if they have the cap room. Washington, I bring up. Most people aren't talking about it. I know they just traded for Debo, but they have the cap room. And can you imagine Terry McLaurin, your good route runner on the outside, Debo in the slot, and then you have your size speed guy, Metcalf, on the outside, and Diami Brown with Jaden Daniels? My God, what an offense that would be. I doubt it. Washington's already given up a pick for Debo Samuel, and they gave up a pick for Marshawn Lattimore they got at the deadline with the Saints last year. So they don't have a ton of draft capital. But I could see some of these teams maybe offering a pick next year, like a 2026 pick. Not sure if the Seahawks would want to do that. New England Patriots have been mentioned. Yeah, he would fit their offense. Drake May would love it. But they're not a very good team. They're not a good roster. They don't have a good offensive line. It's going to take a few years to be good, even with Drake May having a good rookie year. So I don't see that as a good move for Metcalf right now. Metcalf's right in his prime. You don't want to wait a couple more years. To me, the Chiefs would be a good fit. I know that sounds crazy. It's probably not going to happen. But Rashid Rice is coming back. Xavier Worthy establishes the deep threat, really came on in the playoffs. You still have Kelsey. That would give Mahomes the best weapons he's had in years, back when he had Tyreek Hill. So I think that would be a good fit. The Chargers really could use a receiver like Metcalf. Lad McConkey's amazing. He's more their slot guy. Quentin Johnson was their first-round pick in 2023. Hasn't lived up to expectations. He was better this year than the year before, but I think that the stats aren't as good as the player. I think he just got a lot of targets because who else are you going to throw to? The Chargers just do not have enough weapons. So I could see them going for Metcalf. The last thing I'll mention is the Raiders, because they need a receiver as bad as anyone in the league. Their receiving core is terrible. Brock Bowers is an amazing tight end, probably already the best tight end in the NFL. But they don't have any good receivers, to be honest. And Pete Carroll is the coach of the Raiders now. He coached Metcalf in Seattle, so he would know the scheme. So that could be a fit there. I could definitely see the Raiders going after him. Let's talk a little more about the Raiders. I believe, I could be wrong, but I think they were going to go after Trey Smith hard. But the Chiefs franchised Trey Smith, the right guard. The Raiders need guard help. Their guards aren't very good. They did sign Alex Kappa after being released to the Bengals. His best years are probably behind him, but he's a veteran, so I get why the Raiders signed him. But I think they were going all in on Trey Smith. Just a feeling. I don't have any insider information on that. And then they extended Max Crosby, 3 years, $106 million. So Max Crosby is one of the better pass rushers in the NFL. He was a fourth-round pick. Gosh, fourth-round pick years ago. I believe it was also the 2019 draft, same as Metcalf. Crosby had threatened to ask for a trade before. Antonio Pierce was the interim coach last year, and Crosby wanted him to be the head coach, and he said, if he's not retained, then I'm going to request a trade. They retained Pierce. Pierce ended up getting fired, though. Didn't work out. Pete Carroll there. Max Crosby has signed an extension, 3 years, 106, like I said. Here's the thing with Crosby, though. He didn't do a ton his first couple years in the NFL, and then 2021, 22, and 23, he was elite. One of the best edge rushers in the NFL, one of the best players in the NFL for those 3 years. And I know he was banged up last year, but he wasn't as dominant. He was just a good player last year. He wasn't that elite, dominant player. So it's a little risky to me. But like I said, he could have just been banged up. I know he had some injury issues. I think he missed a few games. So that might be why his play dropped off. So that's the only thing I would worry about with that extension. Because I think he had 2 years left on his deal. This would make it 5 years. All right. So let me know in the comments where you think he will go. I have listed some more teams on my notes here, but I didn't want to make this video too long. Pittsburgh's another possibility. So let me know where you think he'll go in the comments, or you think the best fit for DK Metcalf. Like, subscribe, turn the notifications. Share this video out. I say this every time, so we can grow the channel. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers by the draft. Check out these videos if you haven't, and I will catch you in the next one.